you went to DeKalb High School, and what was that like going to high school?
Well, it's just kind of like everyone knows everybody. I had like 30 people in my graduating class, so I don't know. The teachers know everybody, and it's just it's really close-knit for the most part. So.
Well, the reason I ask is because is that a little bit kind of like the Jewell experience for college? I mean, we all think of college as being a big spread out university, but is there some similarity there?
Yeah, I think so. Like a lot of people ask me that too, and I think it's kind of like my high school, just on a bigger scale, obviously, like in college, because coming from like a Class 1 high school and then to a smaller college, it kind of has the same feel, but just obviously on a different scale. But yeah, I think so.
Well, what's good about that in your mind?
I don't know. I feel like everything's more personal, and I kind of like that. Sometimes that can be a bad thing, I guess, if you don't want people to know everything about you. But for the most part, it makes things a lot easier to, and like I feel like there are more opportunities for people. So I don't know.
Here at Jewell, you're running cross country and you're running track.
Yes.
Is there a nice correlation between the two? Is that easy to do?
I mean, I didn't run cross country in high school, so that was definitely different for me. Like, I wasn't used to the distance at all, and so that was kind of hard at the beginning, but I've gotten used to it. And sometimes it can be difficult because we literally, the people that run cross country and track, we go all year round. Like, people like sprinters and stuff like that in track, they don't have, anything in the fall really until indoor season, but we go all year, and so it makes it tough, but we never really get out of it either, so it just...
Looks like mostly during track season, at least this year, you're running the 400 and the 800, is that accurate?
I've been running the 800. I ran the 400 once, which I don't usually do, so that was a little interesting, but the 800 I usually run a lot, and some relays and stuff too. So.
Why the 800? What's attractive about that?
I don't know. That was my race in high school too, and I love it and hate it is what I always say because.
Well, tell me about that.
I mean, I feel like it's anymore become almost a sprint, and so I hate it in that sense because you just know before the race it's gonna hurt. Like it's gonna hurt. It's really quick, but I love it because. I don't know, I feel it's just the race that I've always loved, and it's long enough for me to get my speed built up, but still short enough to where I'm not dying. Like in the mile, I can't handle the mile. It's too long for me, so.
Well, you were starting to talk also about the relays. Tell me about that a little bit.
Yeah, we've done an indoor, we did the distance medley a little bit, and we did that at conference, and that was fine. And then we've been doing a 4x4 every once in a while, just kind of like whoever is put on it, and so those are always good, and it's just fun to do those and just kind of see where you're at. So
when I guess what I'm going to ask you next is your opinion on the attractiveness of it. Is it boring to train for running distance? Does it get repetitive?
I feel like for me, since I do the 800, like I haven't been doing as much distance workouts, I think. Like we always have like days where we go on long runs and stuff, but I've been doing a lot of workouts that are like hardcore, short, but a lot of it hard intensity, and so I like those because for me it's hard. I have to break things up. If they are long, I have to break them up mentally in my head, and I'm like, okay, well I'm going to break this up into 4 parts so I can get through it, because the whole distance thing's still kind of a struggle for me to think mentally. But those days where we have long runs, I mean, some of the things that get you through it is when you're with your teammates and you just talk or something during them, so I don't know, that's usually.
Let's say you're getting ready for your race, okay, to meet. What's going through your head? How early you need to start preparing for it? And take us right up to the start of the race. What are you thinking about?
Okay, I am kind of a freak when preparing for a race. I get really nervous, and I have to have everything, make sure I'm fully prepared, so I usually start like warming up like 50 minutes to an hour before, and we'll go on like our 15-minute warm-up, and then we do all of our plyos and stretching and things like that, and basically it's hard for me, like I know people made fun of me in high school kind of about this because I'm always moving around like before the race. Like I can't, like I'm just jumping around and moving, and I can't just stay in there or sit there. And because I don't know, I just feel like if I do, I'm not going to be warm, and then I'm not going to run well. And so I'm always moving, and basically, I don't know, I get really nervous, and just try to think about my strategy and what I'm going to do and what I know about who I'm running against. And you know, until the gun goes off, I'm so nervous, but once it does, then it's just, you know, just another race, and so everything goes away then. But
okay, the gun goes off, then what are you thinking about?
Then I'm thinking, you better get out quick or else you're going to get behind. So I just try to get out quick, and kind of just depends on the race and the competition, but just try to run my race and hold on to, I guess, the other people in front of me and stuff. So
how hard is it to be completely focused during a race? I mean, do you ever get weird, idle thoughts pop into your mind in the middle of a race?
Oh yeah.
What's that like?
I don't know. It's really weird, and it just depends. They're so random sometimes, but especially if I feel like I'm in a race and like I'm at a point where, you know, I'm with like the pack, so I don't really have to think as much about like, oh, how am I going to get there and do this? Like I'm just going with them. Like I'll have stuff pop into my mind, and I'm just like, I don't know, just the most random things. I can't even think of anything right now, and I'm just like, okay, and just keep on running. So it's kind of funny.
Let's talk a little bit about your life at Jewell as a student. What are you majoring in, and what do you want to do when you get out of school?
I'm majoring in Spanish and secondary education, so I plan to be a Spanish teacher in a high school somewhere, and I think I also want to coach, but I think I want to coach basketball.
Really?
Yeah, I liked basketball a lot in high school and before I came here, so.
Sure.
But we'll see. Maybe I could possibly coach track. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I would think so. With your experience, that would be
I know.
That'd be natural.
That's what they all say, and I'm like, well, I don't know.
How have classes been for you?
Pretty good for the most part. I really like my education classes and Spanish classes too, and I'm gonna start taking some like of the classes for the coaching minor and stuff too. So that'll be fun.
Why Spanish?
I don't know. That's what a bunch of people ask me. I just really enjoyed Spanish in high school, and it was something that, I don't know, I always like had fun with, and it kind of came easy to me, and so I just decided that's what I wanted to do, and I always thought it was cool. I went on a trip with my Spanish class like to Costa Rica one summer, and I was like, this is just really neat, like learning about other people's, you know, culture and language and stuff, and so I feel like it's a subject that really would be really fun to teach to students because you can make it really interesting for them. So
a lot of people that go into education have family members in education.
Yeah.
Is that true for you?
No, I don't. At this point, my mom just stays home. My dad actually farms and stuff, so, and all my siblings are younger than me, so I'm the only one right now, and I don't know. Just
well, let's talk about your brothers and sisters then.
Mm-hmm.
How old are they?
I have 2 brothers, and one is in 8th grade, and the other is a senior in high school, and then a sister who is a sophomore in high school right now. So
are they athletes that like to run like you do?
Actually, my brother, my oldest brother, he runs, and he does like the 800, the mile, the 2 mile, and he does pretty well. And then I have a sister, and my sister, she runs the 800 and stuff. She's kind of getting into it. We'll see how she does, but she high jumps. Then my younger brother does, right now I think he's just kind of trying to figure out what his event is in middle school. You know, they just put him in a bunch of different stuff, so, but.
Finally, tell me a little bit about what it's like to be part of a, I guess in track and cross country, there's so much individual work, and yet you are part of a team. Yeah. What's that conflict like? What do you make out of that?
Well, I know in cross country, I feel like the idea of like our team and stuff is a lot more prevalent because we do every single workout together. Like we all have the same workouts. We run together every single day, and so we kind of work together all the time. And so that the team unity right there is always there, I feel like. And then when we go into track, typically it's the same group of us girls, and then we just add, all of the, people who are the sprinters and jumpers and throwers and stuff like that. And so I feel like at the beginning of each season, it takes a little bit for us to like all get mingled back together, but then it's usually fine, and we all have, you know, different events and stuff like that, but usually everyone is supporting the other person. Like, there's always people, you know, that are there, like the throwers and jumpers. When they're done with their events, they, you know, they're out there cheering for us, running and stuff like that. And so same with us, you know, we try to go watch them and stuff. So I feel like, you know, it makes it difficult sometimes because we're not all on the same schedules, but typically it's still there, like all of us on the team together. So